Man, please. He owns it. He claims it. There's no need to prove it.
It's okay. You'll come back tomorrow.
I tried digging up a bush yesterday. Big mistake. I saw a guy on TV yesterday. I swear he drew his beard on with a dull Sharpie.
Start spreading the news. Yeah.
Can a brother get a sandwich up in here or something? The cops and the firemen were kicking each other's butts.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man, please. Can we get on with it?
Man, please. Can we? Honestly, can we get on with it? Let me make an adjustment here. There we go. Can you hear me? Good, I can hear me. Good. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host, Trog, and it is Monday, April 21st, the year 2014. I looked out my window, and there's still no flying cars, so they got it wrong. Well, today is Monday, so Monday is a news day, and I don't know, there's not a whole lot of new news, although I'm looking forward to talking about how many of you have heard about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They had a reunion show, and that's one of those man pleases for me. And the producers say, well, we don't condone any kind of violence. We don't condone any type of outrageous behavior, and, we just baloney. Man, you hope that there's outrageous behavior. You hope that there's screaming and hollering and fighting. I bet you do hope for that. But I think you got a little bit more than you bargained for here recently. Recently, they had a reunion show for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know many of you know, Nene Leakes. She's become pretty famous now. And she was on this show, the reunion show. That's a big woman too. I'll tell you what, that is an Amazonian. Is that right? That's a big woman. I would not want to tangle with her. I'll tell you that. She'd probably whoop a trogs behind. But, she was on the original, and she was kind of one of those no-nonsense, nobody messed with her. And now these two, Portia and I don't know the other moron's name, but the one, not Portia, but the other one was waving, they were sitting not beside each other. There was one person in between them, poor lady. But, and so she was waving her some kind of magic wand at her, just to antagonize her, okay? Just to antagonize her. And then Portia jerked it out of her hands and threw it away, so she had a backup plan for that. She had a bullhorn and started calling her names through the bullhorn. Well, Portia had had enough. I think these two have really been at each other's throats for years. At least as long as the show's been on the air, and they've both been on it. And Portia had finally just had enough. Got up in her face, and I tell you, Portia was a lot bigger than this other woman, but, some people just think, a lot of times they'll think, well, they ain't going to do nothing. I don't care how big they are. They ain't going to do nothing. Well, you know what? Sometimes they do. And you never know when. Well, Portia did this time. She got up in that girl's face, and that girl got up like she was some badass too, which she wasn't, if you've seen the video. And unfortunately, this is where Portia broke the law, because she has been arrested. But she grabbed that girl's hair and jerked her all the way down to the ground. I think she might have made some contact. I don't think it was a beat down, But if there hadn't have been people there, it would have been a beat down. I tell you that. An old homegirl would have walked out with a swollen face. She would have been so pretty. But I think, there's a lot of jealousy there too, because the other girl whose name I don't care. I don't care what her name is. But she's older, and so she kept accusing Portia of being bought and paid for, which, the truth be known, they're all bought and paid for. But it just goes to show you that this is what producers, television producers, are finding out that people want to see. People, it's like, seriously, and I made this reference the other day, it is like people are back in the Roman days, the Colosseum, going to the Colosseum and watching all the gladiators be murdered. I believe people would watch that today once you got over the shock. Because I remember when, what's his name? I have nobody here to help me remember it either. But it was the first guy that had, one of these talk shows where people get on there and say, well, I cheated on you, blah, 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 blah. And I can't think of a stupid name because I never watch those shows. But anyway, when those shows first came out, there was a big shock factor. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're showing that on TV. But you know what happened? People got used to it. Once they got used to it, they started liking it. Once they started liking it, the producers started realizing that and started amping it up. And now you have what we have today. People beating people up on TV. I remember when MMA, I don't know if it was MMA then, but kickboxing, when it first came out, it was so brutal that it was banned on television. And, but guess what? People got used to it. And people do get used to those things. Once, they get past the shock, and then they realize, wow, this is fun. I'm watching people beat the crap out of each other, and I don't have to be involved other than a spectator. And that's how it starts. And if you'll notice, from then till now, it has gotten much worse. You got people breaking legs. Getting knocked out cold. And I bet that's how it started back in the Roman days. Until it built all the way up till they arm them with swords and shields and armor, and go out there and kill each other. And then they get groups of people, killing each other. And then they add, like in Gladiator. Of course, I don't know if that's true, but I don't see why it wouldn't be true. Back then, I'm sure they come up with all different kind of ways to make it more gory and more exciting for the crowd. And I guarantee the crowd loved it. And I bet you that Coliseum was filled every time they had a gladiator event. It was probably a big festival. Can you imagine like a downtown street scene? That's probably the way it was. All the vendors outside the Coliseum. Get your sausage here. I got your sausage here. Yeah. Get your programs. Get your programs. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta, I wish they'd go away, and I'd like to say, I'll be glad when they go away, but shoot, man, they ain't going away. They're just going to get worse and worse. And what can we do about it? Nothing. I'll tell you why we can't do anything. Hang on a second. Let me turn this up. I want you to hear this is Oscar Pistorius.
day until we get to what I believe is the absolute number one key to the case. You can vote. Let me know what you think. Hashtag on the case.
This is
Bring in
HLN
today's
now.
Team HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks still with me. Kimberly Priest Johnson and Joey Jackson as well.
Top
All
10
right.
keys to the
Let's begin
case
with
here
key
for
number
Oscar.
10. We've got 10 of them. We're going to count them down, but we'll begin with number 10. Pistorius's character. Okay? And to really tell the story of Pistorius's character, this is what I'd like to do. We got a little bit of insight into Pistorius during the course of this trial because the girlfriend that he had just before Riva testified. So let's meet her because they appeared together on a reality show that we found on YouTube. This is from South Africa's lifestyle show called Top Billing. Meet Oscar Pistorius' ex.
Sam, what have you come to love about Oscar?
He's lots of fun, has so much energy. I can't actually keep up with him.
She understands some of the demands that I have, and it makes my life a lot easier spending time with someone that's you're very caring and
She understands my
You're both
demands.
blushing.
my face is the color of her dress.
They look like a cute,
I have
nice
lots of
couple that really
demands.
are getting along and put one picture out there. But take a listen now to the picture of Oscar Pistorius and his character that was painted inside the courtroom by this same ex-girlfriend.
Were you present when he screamed and shouted at other people?
Yes, I was, my lady.
That would include who?
That would include my sister, my best friend, another friend of ours,
His name?
his best friend, Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
And
These are all people that
during
she
those
says
occasions,
Oscar has screamed
did you
at.
confuse the screams for that of a woman?
No.
All right, so that's a different picture of this relationship. Let's go back to the Dream Team. So, Kimberly, let me ask you about that, because what this witness established for me is the fact that Oscar Pistorius may have a few issues when it comes to his relationships with women and being able to control his temper.
Yeah, or control everything. He seems to be a control freak.
Agree with you on that. You know, every relationship.
Wait, your mic was cut off. Do you agree or disagree with me on that? Because we didn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Most relationships have issues and have conflict, and I still don't think that her testimony shows anything that Pistorius has done to date that would reflect the type of person that's capable of murdering someone.
Really?
She has shown that there were conflict in the relationship.
I've never screamed
so
at
I'm not sure. For me,
my in-laws
her
or
testimony
my
is not all that critical.
friends or best
Well,
friends.
not critical, but I don't think
Only
it
loose cannons
helps Oscar Pistorius. But anytime someone doesn't agree with me, I think we should turn the
will
microphone
scream.
down. I think we're ready to the show.
You know.
I'd never be
I don't scream at anybody, really, in my life
I don't
now.
mind, and people can agree. We all can disagree. All right, here's the other part of Oscar Pistorius, right? Oscar Pistorius was taught by his mom to defend himself. Take a listen to what Oscar had to say about that.
From a family where we were taught that we don't come,
You know, one thing I'll tell
you
you
know, cry to our parents at the end of the day. So
about
my mother, there was
about his
a
testimony.
situation where
He sounds
my
like
buttons got
such
torn
a
off my
wimpy
shirt,
little
my mother sent me
crybaby.
to school the next day and said to me that I must get my,
I didn't like
you
it.
know, that if my shirt came,
I didn't
that-
like
that
it very
way the
much
next
at
day,
all, and I felt like people were
she'd send me
bullying
home
me,
with
and
other
I
kids.
was afraid to
stood
be
up for
short,
myself
and that's why I shot everybody that
got into
got
a
in my
physical
way.
altercation with this other kid. And when I got called in, my mother arrived.
I'm a
and
real
she just
strong,
basically said to
big,
the
strong
master
man.
that she doesn't think
And,
that it's
you
wrong
know,
for
I
her
like
kids
to pick
stand
up
up for
weights
what
and
they
then put them
believe
back
in and
down,
for getting
and
bullied, and that she wouldn't be back.
you know, I love to run.
All
Not
right, that's the
on
way he
my
was
stumps,
taught.
of
Now,
course,
the other
but
part of Oscar Pistorius and his behavior and
sounds
his
like a
character
wimp to
involves
me.
guns. Take a listen.
When we arrived at his estate, he jumped out of the car with his gun and held it to someone's window, and then they drove away.
There's a car following him.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, is he a little too quick to the draw, Mike Brooks?
I think he is. I think he didn't know who was in that car. Comes over, puts a gun in there. But that's not the first incident he had with a gun. What about the gun incident inside the restaurant where the gun accidentally, which is no such thing as accidental discharge, went off underneath the table? And what about his temper when he didn't like law enforcement? He didn't like the police pulling him over and questioning him about his gun.
I don't like this guy.
And as they were driving
Mike.
off, he cranked a round off through the sunroof of the car. He's got anger issues, and he knows very well how to use a gun, but he's quick to pull the trigger.
All right, so
I do agree with him, though. He does have anger issues.
And for Oscar Pistorius,
and,
we'll be counting down day
you
by
know,
day
he's
to get ready to get
very
back inside
quick
that
to
courtroom.
pull his
Susan.
weapon.
Yeah, speaking of
So
courtroom,
that,
Chris Brown,
to
we're
me,
talking
represents
about
a
him and
loose
his upcoming
cannon.
assault trial. There are new developments to tell you about in the case. This morning, his bodyguard was found guilty of assaulting a man on a Washington sidewalk. Now, Brown's own trial is scheduled to begin this week. Will it be the singer's last chance?
Going to jail, Chris Brown. Going to jail, Chris Brown.
You like it?
I love it. I think he should go to jail. Hey, we're going to take a break, and we shall return right after this.
Making beautiful memories last. Top Studios professional photo, audio, and video production. We offer unique packages not found anywhere else. Our wedding package includes a 30-second high-production video or audio invitation and a fairy tale love story video with professional narration. Top Studio will also give you a beautiful photo album with high-quality pictures that you can show your loved ones time and time again. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
I have a particular set of skills that I have acquired. And if you listen to the Man Please show, that will be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you, and I will find you, and tickle you till you cry.
All right, did you do the dishes?
I did.
Did you vacuum?
I did.
You're not going to blow your nose at the table anymore?
No, I won't.
Okay, you drive.
All right, let's go.
And don't embarrass me by yelling yippee when we get there.
Okay.
Sarah's Kebab Shop. Treat yourself to a menu that includes a wide range of food options from beef or chicken kebabs to one of the tastiest burgers in town. Hot and cold subs and Greensboro's best gyros. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Located at 5553 West Market Street in Greensboro, right beside the DMV. And call them at 336-355-9260. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Reward yourself. Yippee!
Man, please. You're listening to the Man Please show, and I am your host, Trog. It's Monday, April 21st, 2014. And we are sort of watching a little bit or paying attention to a little bit of the Oscar Pistorius trial. I'll tell you, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that the brother's going to be found guilty. I don't see any other way. Also, check this out. I've been reading that that they have said that somebody found out that he actually took acting lessons prior to his trial. And I find that really fascinating.
Pistorius, as you've never seen him before. And in these pictures uncovered by Sky News, the athlete shows his prowess at handling a gun.
He's shooting a shotgun. Now he's shooting a handgun, which I shoot guns too. But I don't pull them out when I get mad.
Screams of delight.
He just shot a
The voice of a man who
watermelon.
sounds very much like Oscar
It wasn't armed.
It's a lot softer than brain, but it's like a zombie stopper.
Counting down the keys to the Oscar Pistorius case, we begin with number 10 today, which is his character. And right now, focusing really on his obsession with guns. Is that a part of his character? Is that who he is? A guy who is going to resolve
I don't think that
gun.
in
Well,
itself
in case you don't know, I mean, there's
is a
whole
problem. A
list
lot of people are
guns that Oscar
obsessed
Pistorius,
and
attempted
collect
to purchase. Take a
guns,
listen.
but they don't kill people.
On that list is the Smith & Wesson Model 500. What is that?
That's a Smith & Wesson 500 model caliber 500 revolver.
There's a rifle or carbine Victor LM6.
It's the civilian version of the rifle that our police or military use.
The police and military refers to rifle as?
Assault rifle.
There's a Winchester Defender 8-shot pump-action shotgun. Following that is another shotgun, a 6-shot Mossberg Maverick. And the last item on that page, what is that?
That would be another Smith & Wesson revolver.
It appears he has
in 38
several
special.
guns. I know
That
lots
would
of
be the
people who have
smallest
several guns.
revolver
So
as
again,
opposed to the 500
I know they're
being the
establishing
All
his
right,
character
Joey Jackson,
and
let me ask
everything,
you, was the prosecution successful
his
in painting a
recklessness
picture in the courtroom
with
of a man
his
obsessed with
guns.
guns, a man who has issues with women and has a temper, and this was the culmination of all of that? Or did they establish some form of good character on the behalf of Oscar Pistorius?
Am I speaking as a defense attorney or a prosecutor? Because it depends. The reality is this.
Wait, are you going to agree or disagree with me so we know what to do with the volume?
It depends.
Okay.
Okay? It's a fuzzy area, Vinny, and here's why, okay? From a defense perspective, the fact that somebody wants to get guns does not mean anything. It means to me that he's paranoid. It means to me that he would have heightened fear. It means to me that he lives in an area and in a place where there's crime, and he needs to arm himself, which is his right to defend himself properly.
That's
so
right.
that fact in and of itself does not move me to establish that he's a murderer at
That's
all.
right.
Mike, you
That's
look like you
exactly
wanted in
right.
on that.
No, but the whole thing is he knows about guns. He knows about when to shoot, when not to shoot. And he is just going to fire into, a bathroom with the door closed, not knowing who's behind there, allegedly thinking that they were intruders. I'm not buying his story.
Kimberly, do you find, was there anything during the course of his testimony or the testimony of others that moves you to think that, hey, this is a good guy? That he's a man of good character.
You know, I don't think that the prosecution showed he's a man of bad character. I think Oscar Pistorius is having trouble right now because he was, in fact, probably undisputably negligent in firing into a bathroom. And so he's trying to make room in his testimony so as not to be convicted of that. Do I think that the prosecution has shown that he's the type of person that would shoot to kill a woman that he loves? I don't think they have.
He never said that he loved her. And that was part of his testimony, that he had never told her that he loved her. He was going to, but he never did. And I'm wondering how convenient all of that is as well. We're going to count them down, folks. All right, Susan, last night, it wasn't just Real Housewives that was on television. We also had a show here on HLN.
Yeah, called Forensic Files.
Well, I'll tell you, like I said, those things in itself don't make him a murderer. I think his story of how it went down is what sort of leads us down the path of believing that he did it. Well, yes, he did it. He admits he did it. But what I'm saying is that he did it on purpose. He meant to kill her. Or maybe he didn't even mean to kill her. You know, you can get so mad and caught up in, you know, especially if you're a control freak and now somebody is not allowing you to control them. That drives a control freak crazy. So you take that and then you put it with his obsession with guns and his issue with women, and you put those together, then it's easier to see how he could have done this, even without the intent of killing her. It could have just been a spontaneous reaction to him not being able to control the situation, or her not responding to his demands, and that momentary flow of testosterone, adrenaline, and everything. He gets his gun, I'll show her, and then goes in there, and you know, who knows what was said before he shot. You know, and if she remains defiant, it just throws fuel on that fire, and he's so mad. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, crap. What did I just do? Because it don't, you know, when you do things like that, the spontaneous, you know, just a knee-jerk reaction, after you do it, you're like, oh, golly, what did I do that for? You know, like when, say, for example, when I was younger, or anybody, you know, you get mad and you punch the wall. Daggum, I'm so mad. Pow, I punch the wall. And then you pull back your broken hand, and there's a hole in the wall now that you're going to have to fix. And then, you know, you immediately regret it. But you didn't intend to break your hand, did you? You just reacted. Busted that wall. You just had to release that, you know, that chemical in your body that was just forcing you to, you know, get to a point of absolutely no control. And then you have that spontaneous, that instantaneous release of that energy, punching the wall, firing a gun. So, though I think it's very possible he didn't mean to kill her, I do believe that he did mean to shoot at her. He did mean to pull the trigger. Just for that momentary, spontaneous reaction, he pulled the trigger. Then it's too late, man. You've done it. The act has been committed. You can't take it back. And so I believe he's going to be found guilty. I really do. He's going to be found guilty. He's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. What a shame. I mean, what a shame for any life, anybody, any human life, to be sentenced to life in prison. Life in prison. Oh, yeah, this is where you're going forever until you die. And you're going to be around murderers, rapists, thieves. What a waste of what a waste of life. Don't you find life really precious? Especially, you don't always think about it. You don't always, you know, sit around, hey, life is precious. Oh, guess what? Hey, honey, life is precious. Wake up in the morning, no, life is precious. You know, brush your teeth. Life is precious. Life is precious. But there are times, like yesterday. Yesterday was Easter. Happy Easter, by the way, or happy belated. But my grandkids were here. All of them but one, Miss Little Gracie. She was with her daddy. But all my other grandkids were here, and my kids were here, and I realized, man, how precious life is. I watch my little children out hunting Easter eggs. You know, we hid 60 Easter eggs, and so watching them, you know, it's one of those moments that you think, wow, life is precious, isn't it? And to think that there are so many people who are spending their lives, the rest of their lives, in a prison. And so they'll never experience those things. They'll never sit at a window in their kitchen, stare out and see wildlife and all the different color birds and, you know, just the sunshine, the smells of nature. I really do. I really do feel sad for people. I know that they're there because they don't know how to act in public, and they present a safety hazard for the public. I understand that. You know, and I also believe that's where they should be. But I also believe that it's such a waste of life. And now Oscar Pistorius in the Olympics had everything going for him. Blessings that most people in this world don't get to do. How many people get to run in the Olympics? And then how many people get to experience the fame that comes with being an Olympian? And, of course, the financial rewards have got to be nice and pleasant. And then one uncontrolled knee-jerk reaction to not being in control, and you throw the rest of your life away. I mean, it's gone. I mean, you'll be alive. You'll be breathing, eating. You'll probably get to watch TV. And, you know, being a celebrity, you'll probably, maybe, have a little celebrity status in prison. I don't know. But if any of them saw your testimony, you're going to be somebody's biatch. I ain't kidding. You should have thought of that before you took your acting lessons and decided to play a girly man. Why do you talk like a girly man? You know, I think it would have suited him much better if he'd have talked confidently and represented himself and not just sat there and cried constantly. I mean, I understand crying. I cry, you know, but, I mean, there comes a time when there's a limit. You shouldn't cry all the time. Then it's like the boy that cried wolf. You keep crying, people are going to be like, man, please. We see right through it. And I think that's what most people are saying now. Hey, Oscar, we see right through you, bro. And I see through him too. And I'm sad for him. But it is what it is. And I cannot help it for him. And I even think that he might have come to terms with the very strong possibility that it's about over for him. Hey, you're listening to the Man Please Show. I really appreciate it. We're going to take a little short break here. Come back. We'll talk about something. Stick around.
Top Studios offers professional voiceover work for videos and websites. Let Top Studios produce a high-quality audio commercial for your business that can be played on the radio or on the web. Our professional voiceover talents will help you better promote the quality of your product and or service. We also specialize in industrial training and safety videos. Top Studios, professional photo, audio, and video production. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
You are all listening to the Man Please Show. Gracias, amigos.
Man, please.
All right. We're back. You're listening to the Man Please Show. The man please. Or even woman please. I think women would find that offensive. I called my ex-wife woman one time. She did not like that. Woman, let me tell you something. My name is so-and-so. You don't call me woman. I guess I understood that. I understand that. I wouldn't want my woman to say, hey, man, get over here. Get that glass off the top shelf, man. Okay. Joe got it, man. Hey, have you guys heard about that, the mom and the 3 daughters? I mean, this story really touched my heart. There's a mother, and I just wrote it down. I didn't get a chance to hear it, and I haven't found the information I need. I need not a secretary, but I need a helper. I need an employee to come work for me and help me do research for these stories. Anyway, this mom and her 3 daughters, all 4 of them, have cancer. And the daughters are at St. Jude's for kids. And you know what they're doing? They're treating them pro bono, which means free to you and me. And I'm not sure about the mom, but I would imagine that I imagine her care is being taken care of as well as it should be. I mean, can you imagine? What are the odds of a mother and all 3 of her daughters having cancer? That's a scary thing. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just really sad. So we'll just keep them in our prayers, and as I find out more about them, I'll mention it. So anyway, also they found, my wife was telling me that they found a planet. It's, I don't know how many, like 45 light years away. But they found a planet that is very similar to Earth in temperature, size. There's countries that are communist and countries that are socialist, and their jets are a little bit, no, I'm kidding. They did find a planet that is very similar to ours. Similar in temperature. That's amazing to me, because the odds of that are astronomical. Get it? Astronomical. Because we are in the exact perfect zone, perfect placement at our sun. If we were any further away, we'd be too cold. Any closer, we'd be too hot, and life wouldn't be able to flourish. Even though, there's people that believe that at one time there was liquid water on Mars, which means there could have been bacterial life or some kind of simple life. But for some reason, which they don't know yet, Mars's atmosphere was stripped away. Stripped away. So, they had a picture of it. It wasn't a picture of it. They had a picture that was supposed to represent it. But it was kind of silly. But that's kind of cool. I love astronomy. I love watching the cosmos. It's a good show. Comes on Sundays on Fox. It's really interesting, and it's good information, and it's fascinating. I mean, to me, might not be fascinating to you, but try it. You might like it. Well, look, today is a really slow news day, and we've talked about important stuff. Chris Brown is probably going to jail, which makes my day, because I can't stand that. He ain't a man. Ain't nothing about him a man. Anybody beats up a woman ain't a man. Okay? You ain't a man if you beat up a woman. And so he should go to jail. Of course, you know, if he does go to jail, it'd almost be like big deal. He's Chris Brown. Everybody's going to love him. So, you know, he just won't be able to be in his crib hanging out with his posse, smoking his blunts, drinking his fifth. He won't be able to do any of that for a few months. But, oh well. It's a short period of time in his life. Oh, me. Let's see, what else is trending in the news? You know, they're still hadn't found that Malaysian airplane. They got these subs that dive down. These things are really pretty cool. They dive down and they shoot. They use sonar to search the bottom of the ocean and try to come across and try to find the plane. They're still, you know, they haven't found any debris floating, but gosh, it's, you know, it's going on 2 months now. You're not going to find any debris floating. It's all sunk now. It's all down 3 miles below the water. 3 miles. I mean, completely black. If you were down there, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. Well, if you were down there, you couldn't see anything. Your eyes would explode. Golly. But they hadn't found anything yet. And so I don't know if they ever will. I think folks ought to get, you know, prepare themselves, or just, well, I guess probably most of them already have accepted that they will probably never find. And even if they find the plane, you know, they're not going to recover any bodies. You know? Seriously. So, I don't know. But, let's take another break, and we'll finish it up when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to the Man Please Show, and we'll be back shortly.
You're listening to the Man Please Show. Thank you. Come again.
All right, did you do the dishes?
I did.
Did you vacuum?
I did.
You're not going to blow your nose at the table anymore?
No, I won't.
Okay, you drive.
All right, let's go.
And don't embarrass me by yelling yippee when we get there.
Okay.
Sarah's Kebab Shop. Treat yourself to a menu that includes a wide range of food options from beef or chicken kebabs to one of the tastiest burgers in town. Hot and cold subs and Greensboro's best gyros. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Located at 5553 West Market Street in Greensboro, right beside the DMV. And call them at 336-355-9260. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Reward yourself. Yippee!
This year, it keeps getting put on hold. They released the first single from it about a year ago. So that's a huge delay, and right now they can't make plans to get him back in the studio if they need to finish things up, or even plan any kind of a promotional tour, certainly not get him out on the road.
Oh, no, this is
right
disrupting
now,
Chris
hold
Brown's
as far as
future?
furthering his career. But you mentioned at the top, Vinny, how he still has his
no.
ardent supporters. His fans are still very much behind him.
Dang.
You check out Twitter, and you see the number of people who blindly support him saying, I don't care what Chris Brown does. I love him, and I will always support him no matter what.
Yeah, and you're a bunch of idiots and morons.
Happening right now,
and you should never have the right to vote.
A year after the deadly bombing. Susan, what's going on over there?
Yeah, up to 1 million fans, Vinny, will
yeah,
be cheering
today,
on Boston
the Boston
Strong
Marathon.
with them, as you see an overhead shot of them. Police will
Boston
have a
Strong,
lot
1
of
year
extra
later.
eyes on the crowd.
So far,
they have
so
doubled
good.
the number of officers on patrol from a year ago. There are also 100 additional security cameras to watch every move there. 260
Yeah, they ain't
people,
playing.
as you remember, were hurt when the bombs went off a year
Renee and I
ago.
went to Boston
3
last
people died,
September,
including
and
an
we got
8-year-old
to
boy. We'll
see
keep you updated
where
on the
that
Boston
happened.
Marathon today.
I'll tell you,
Also,
Boston's
just
an
ahead, an alleged
awesome
sex ring has
place.
rocked Hollywood. X-Men director Bryan Singer is accused of being part of a sex ring involving teenage boys, and more people he's accused of abusing will be named today. And this, Miss America stops by a high school and gets invited to the prom, but now, hear why the student who asked her has been suspended. Your take as well.
She is out of your league, man. We have got to suspend you. How dare you ask somebody out of your league? Oh, me. Well, like I said, it's kind of a slow news day today. I'm getting, we've got a tree in between my house and my neighbor's house. And the tree's been dead several years. And it looks like if it fell, that sucker would fall right on my house. Well, I don't want it on my house. So I'm paying a guy, supposed to, hopefully, going to cut it down today. And we'll see. And I'll have some firewood, some more firewood for next year. I love firewood. I love living next to the woods because I can just go out there and grab some sticks and stuff. And I can cut down a tree too. I know how to use a chainsaw. I know how to do a lot of things. Lots of things I do. Look to do lots of them. I like to do voices. I wonder if I'm schizophrenic. Not sure, because I'll go from one voice and then start talking in the other one, man. You know, but it's okay. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And the people that loves me, they loves me for just who I is and who I is going to be someday, perhaps. And then I go back to myself. So, but these voices don't talk to me. I don't think they do. What? Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell them. So anyway, hey, listen, I've enjoyed today. I wish I had a better show for you. Wasn't a lot in the news today, but it was a good time. Good time had by all. Maybe. No. Hey, listen, check us out on manplease.com. You can go there. You can listen to the show live at manplease.com from 3 to 4, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can email me directly at Danny Trogdon, one word, at manplease.com. Email me, tell me what you think. Or even on the website, manplease.com, there is a contact us page, and you can email me directly that way. It'll come straight to me. Also on Spreaker, Man Please Show on Spreaker. Go on there and listen to us. If you haven't already followed us, I would really appreciate it if you go to Spreaker and find the Man Please Show and follow us. It just helps. I don't know how, but it does. So if you could do that. But I do appreciate all your support, all of our regular listeners. You guys are awesome. Sorry I don't always give the best show, but I do what I can. And but I appreciate y'all. And so have a good tomorrow. I'll see you Wednesday. Will it be Wednesday? We'll have a much better show going on then. So come on back, 3 o'clock Wednesday. Peace, y'all.